literal half a second defuses that only just came in. If you go back to the first map, they had a really bad first half of Overpass. It looks like a map they don't play. Second half, they probably should have won that too. So they've shown resilience, they've shown better strategy, and even on an individual level, I've been more impressed with some of their players. For example, Techno, I think, has been fantastic. Rue as well. Kaz stepping up with the AWP. I think they are the better team, and if they do lose this one, I think with a decent amount of practice and maybe some facing off against some other opponents, they could actually be one of the teams to get through in like 5th or 6th, like, genuinely. Whereas for Tiger, I think the reason we're so much more critical is because they're meant to be a top team. Like, they won the first RMR. They're convinced that they can win another one from what I've witnessed so far. Even though they've been grinding out victories, which I suppose is all that really matters, they have been horrible like a lot of the time, like when it comes to the way they should be playing and the way they actually are playing. They're reliant on, say, for example, one of your players dropping 38 kills for you to scrape a map. Like, it's uncomfortable. And if I genuinely believe when they face off against a Tyler or a Vici, they're going to get smashed if they play the way they've been playing so far.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the reality is, you come in, you listen to the interview, even there, Tiger said, as you were saying just there, that they think that they can take on a Tyloo, that they can maybe win another RMR event, and maybe they can. Not if they play like that, and maybe not this one. If this is the form that they're on, I've been thoroughly underimpressed, thoroughly let down by Tiger in what we've seen so far, in this RMR event. I think far more so than the previous. Blitz, hello. He's just ran into 3 players, 4, I think, and realized that, okay, probably going to be an A hit. And so heavy rotates are on their way. Surprised that no banana control gets sought after, because, excuse me, he spotted at least 3 players there. So with 3 players on B, I would have rather even them just push down banana so they can post 1 guy there. But they're obviously thinking it's going to be a fast play, and oh, the kills are going their way. Great stuff by Checkmate. Man advantage now in their court.
Yeah, fantastic from Kaz, and it's left all onto this man again, needing a 4K in the pistol round. He might be about to do his best Ronin impression on this map as well. I guess then it becomes a Cabal impression. Actually gonna get more aggressive. I like this. Knowing that getting the bomb down in this situation's rough. Okay, I liked it up until the point where he ran backwards into library. I guess expecting someone to be there, fair enough, maybe not, but you've already cleared the other angle. I don't get why you'd run in backwards to a new one. Checkmate, though. The thing is, that rotation was really good from them. Like, obviously, they find out the information early. I'm a little bit disappointed with Tiger, more so because I feel like they gave their opposition a chance to rotate. Like, either explode or try and, like, bait out something, rather than what they did, which was they did go for the explosion out of apartments, but after they'd given everybody time to rotate. It was almost like a courtesy.
It's been less than ideal for Tiger. You know, it started out okay. They get the open and pick. They slow it down a little bit. They run into the stack still, but every fight went against them. Now they've got a couple upgraded pistols. Already the opening duel. They don't know the Techno still towards the back of the side, but they've spotted him and dealt with him immediately. The pistol rush up banana seems to be working out wonders. The deep nade, though. Oh, look at that damage. 9 and Dobu heavily lit up. Makes it a little bit easier to go in for this retake. And the weapons recovered. I mean, the M4 is on a player that has 6 HP, so it's not like this is really that difficult of a spot to play in. To be honest, I'm surprised he's not giving it to his teammate. I suppose they're both quite low, and now they're dead. As the pistols try to hold on, it's all on Cabal. Great shot as Hawk falls, and Blitz can't get on that bomb. He's got to stick it now. 10 seconds, shots close to him. He's still sticking it inside that smoke, and Cabal has no idea. 3 seconds left. The spam's away, and not a single one connects. And Ninja inside the smoke as Blitz wins the round. Cabal gets out with an M4, but it's little consolation.
Oh, he could have walked up, had a chat with him, and then, like, I don't know, like, stabbed him right at the end. Dear Lord. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. It was the fact that he was still just spamming bullets through that made me laugh. Like, surely there's a point. Surely there's a point where you go, maybe I should run in the smoke. Like, maybe I should go have a look. But hey, sure, that works out for them. That wasn't an investment. All in all, that was a very successful round. And now they come in with a 4-buy. So it's not a bad round. It's just funny at how it ended. Blitz. Oh, they're not really going to check properly. Kaz does a good job to at least trade back the initial entries, but they've done very well here. Urkus lurking behind. I don't know if he spotted them as much as they spotted him. Seems like he did. He's going to hear all the footsteps. And surely they're going to... Okay. Oh. Okay, that was an awkward fight. And now Ruse left all alone.
Definitely not a very winnable position, is it? And for Rue, 1v3, what can you do? I think saving over the weapon is definitely the right call. And as you said, this has been a good start for Tiger. They came in with the pistols. They overran the B site. They managed to find themselves the plant. A lot of damage onto the CT site economy. That even with this save, I doubt they'll buy around it. They could force buy, I suppose. Yeah, they probably will, actually, the 14. But altogether, I think this has been a very successful start to the game for Tiger. The thing is, yeah, it was hilarious how they lost the previous round. They've come in swinging at this one, and that's all that matters. Yeah, realistically, double eco on pretty much every player. You do force buy up in this position. Inferno's a map that has a lot of close range angles, and so we'll see it work out quite a bit as well. Ultimately, just comes down to if Checkmate can do anything with this, because if they can't, well, we're probably going to be looking at a pretty convincing situation for Tiger going up on a 3-2 lead after losing the pistol.
Well, we've seen them lose too many rounds like this, so I'm almost just preparing myself for it to happen again. It shouldn't happen. They've got better utility, weaponry, everything. HP, even at this point of the round. NCL is going to be leading the charge. Molotov to clear out the back, not allow anybody to re-aggress. And a small amount of utility is going to be used early. They're actually going to go and stack towards the B site. Not a whole lot of information just yet, other than the fact that they've lost banana control, but it does seem like they're more than happy to just gamble here. Of course, with the weaponry that they currently have, it's understandable. They've left Kaz aggressive in the apartments as well, which at least gives them a good amount of information, and throwing out some delayed smokes to try and bait them into that full commit to the B site, which is what they've done. A little bit of a lurk coming back from 9, but with the amount of time left on the clock, it'd be a pretty big risk to try and face back in the other direction. Nade in hand for Blitz. If he times this well, it could do a hell of a lot of damage. The whole team going to be here. Rue also just going to play a slightly more bait role. He has got the rifle. He's trying to use those pistols to his advantage, and Blitz has peeked out and already found one. The flank is also coming in from Kaz as well, and it's happening, Mitch. It's happening again. They lose these rounds every single time. They've got 10 seconds. They managed 2 quick kills, which might give them a lifeline, but they need to be planting this bomb, and they're not going to be able to do it. I said I wouldn't be surprised. Somehow I'm still surprised, as Checkmate are going to win another force buy round.
There is no other way to describe this series and this performance by Tiger than disappointing. Was that it has certainly been.
I can think of plenty of words, but I'm not allowed to say them.
I can think of more words than disappointing, but none that are appropriate.
Blair said one of them yesterday, but he's a naughty boy, so
We won't become like Blair. Don't let him tempt us. Although we definitely did many times yesterday. But today is a different day, Tom. Today's a better day. We needed it yesterday.
Starting to need it now.
No, regardless, irrespective, this is a better series than the first one we saw. That is for damn sure. And we can take nothing away from Checkmate with the performances they've been putting through. They have been nothing but solid. They have got individuals there, and I feel like the only time that I've seen Tiger convincingly come ahead in rounds has been when their individuals step up. Whereas
Ooh.
Checkmate have had some really good structured rounds. Hello.
Ooh,
That is a
okay.
shutdown by Kaz. A nice double as he just dances around the graveyard and sends Tiger to the same place.
Oh, actually, I think he sent them to B. Urkus, it's just lurking. Techno. He might just win the round here. Yeah, he has. He's got himself the bomb down. That was such an important play. I am amazed, by the way, that he is standing in and he's been put into such an important role. Like, they literally, every single time they have him as, like, the B-side defender. Yep. And a lot of the times he's solo. Like, I understand the logic there of, like, okay, you're almost the outcast to this team, so we'll put you in those solo roles. But they are really difficult positions to try and hold. Like, as said, his kill there wins them the round. I genuinely think that Urkus had a chance to bring that one back if it wasn't for him dropping the bomb. I will say there's a lot of takes, though, that... It's sort of like when we used to watch Happy play. And there was like, when the take goes well and Happy is lurking, he's a genius. And when they go bad, it just looks like he's sort of baiting. And that seems to happen so much where I'm just like, well, maybe if Urkus was doing a bit more in this round, because every time it's like he's holding for rotations. And I feel like there needs to be a mix-up there because he's someone who can have so much impact in this game. A lot of the time with him lurking, it feels like his talents are wasted.
I'm very happy overall with the performance of Techno. I'm glad he's gotten the chance to really shine. Kaz, oh my. It has been a long time since I've seen a spray fail to that extent. As they have just absolutely opened this one up on the Tiger side through, I mean, in a way, just sheer luck, dodging all those shots. If Kaz doesn't whiff in the window, he could have been on for more than one kill even.
Oh. This is a risky spot. I actually quite like that Techno's just going to fall back here. I think he spotted them. Nate could actually do a hell of a lot of damage. It's actually going to kill off NCL. Good start. Has a counter flash available, but not much else utility. And he's seen the rotation already come in from Rue. Going to make it tough for them to cross. Smoke goes down, and they're actually going to run through it. Techno spots them as they attempt it. The jump over the top. He is just so clinical and spots the last man. It's Urkus with the P250. He's managed to retrieve an AK. Spam coming through as a bit of bait. I think he heard the man cross, but does he know he's already made it into the corner? And the wide peek from Rue is strong enough. Techno again. A three-man hold. He just missed shooting the AK. That didn't just happen, did it, Rich?
No,
Please tell me that didn't happen. I dreamed that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's okay, Tom. We're in a happy place.
I can't even fathom.
Well, it's been an interesting situation for sure. Checkmate are looking like the stronger team 100%. Yeah, they did. No, they didn't. They didn't, Tom. Don't. You know, we're here. We're a happy place. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Come on.
I can safely say I've never seen anything like that. And the worst thing is the AK that he did save, he died instantly with running down banana. Oh god, that's such a nice spray from Urkus, but what is going on? All the positives we've just listed. Maybe they just realized that they're better off playing with the pistols in the next round, because that was rough. That was the majority of their players just dying in banana.
Yeah, it's been rough for sure. You look at this, so the close hold, again, it's not going to work out this time, but that spray by Urcast is what just completely swings that round. I mean, that spray was gorgeous.
We'll see if they can do it again. The kings of the force bite.
Ford Eagles.
Has. Be able to get one. Tag also hit from Blitz on the scout. They're all in. The chips are on the table. Gambled on red. They're on the A site. I'm currently still down. Obviously, there's not really too much of a worry. They can go back and retrieve it. Over a minute left on the clock. Able to reaggress here. This could be real trouble. As the apartment's control is going to be gathered up. That's an extra weapon or two that they're going to be able to retrieve. He going to be coming out. Oh, there was so much there for Techno. That could have been everything. But NCL, I think he's finally found the cure. It's headshots. That's what it was. All this time, Mitch. They just needed some headshots. And now they're going to go barreling into this B site. There is only one man in defense of it. It is Hawk alone. He does have a little bit of counter utility to expend. I don't think it's going to make all the difference. Would need an absolute miracle here. And this is that miracle. It's not going to be happening. NCL, he's looking for an ace, Mitch. 4 kills for him. Blitz, the only one standing. And he's going to try and retrieve the AK and just get out of there. Did they throw it away? No, they didn't. Okay, that would have been clever.
You're not a fan now.
Yep,
he's got one. He's got one. Maybe he can no clip in and defuse the bomb. It's about the only way this round goes his way. But he's still going forward. Tommy's still going. Why? Just why? Just why, Tom? What was the point of that? That AK would have been very valuable for the next round because they've got nothing else. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense. That's the world we live in, isn't it?
Yeah. It's all right. Well, we're going to have some weatherman breakdowns from Blair after this game. So everything that you don't understand, just make sure you tweet to Blair and put the round number in there. He's gonna break that one down for you. I have a feeling. So just in case anybody doesn't know, that's at official Blair. That is at official Blair. Blair, BLEH. In case you didn't know. And yeah, just tweet him whatever round you did not understand, and he's gonna give you a length. He's even gonna make a video on it. Make a video after the stream to breaking down in high detail, using all these wonderful tools. And yeah, so any round, you could potentially in this game just tweet him numbers 1 to 9 because there's a lot I don't understand for sure. But thank you for offering to do that, Blair. I definitely didn't do that on your behalf.
Led's such a nice guy, offering to do all this extra work for free. I heard he's also open to coaching any players, not just within the Asian region, anyone. So if you want to tweet your demos at him, he'll help you out. Give you some advice, especially if you're from the Asian region. Then he's down.
And Dinko's giving out free massages to anyone.
But nothing above the waist. What?
What? Yeah, of course. And men only.
Because he's an ankle massage specialist, right? That's why. He doesn't know about backs and stuff. He's not good with that. Not qualified.
Yeah, for sure. Some would say we've gone off on a tangent here, Mitch, but honestly, this is my favorite part of the match. Well, the T's are going to be building up into the B side. Now, they've left a solo AWPer here in the form of Kaz, who, well, he's got a bit of a mountain to climb. Now, I know you have some wonderful song lyrics to try and put that across, but this time I think we should wait and see if he's going to succeed and whether or not they'll make him move. Oh dear.
Oh, they're going to be busted and move towards this A site. And the Molly's been eaten up by Hawk. They know that he's here. He's swinging wide to try and help out his teammate, but they haven't yet pushed up. Tiger, 10 seconds left. They've got to get on that site. Now they see the pit player, but here's the trade from site. There you go. Nice and easy. Swept up onto the rug. Checkmate. picking up another. This is, well, it's not great, you know, for Tiger losing that one out, but they have managed to get themselves on the board. So considering the 6-4 position, I think Checkmate are in a worse spot than you would have imagined considering how things started off.
Yeah, the thing I don't like from Checkmate is that they are very much relying at the moment on Tiger almost mind gaming themselves. Like they had a stack there that was solely relied on Kaz just killing everyone if they went towards B. Like he had no information. He was all the way back towards coffins. And normally when you have these sort of AWP setups, you have players like aggressively pushing into banana, taking control, and then having that one man defending it. Instead here, they're just sitting passively and just waiting for Tiger to make their choice. They are literally playing like a 50-50 gamble every single time. This time, they've sent more players into the B site, and, well, they've pushed into B, but it's only going to be Techno looking to try and survive at the back. He's had a couple of rough rounds, and the Molotov forcing him out is going to make things that little bit worse. Lots of damage done, and somehow... How's he still alive? How's he still alive? He's in the back of the site. They should have cleared him ages ago, and he's going to come out with a 3K. What?
Yep. It's another one of those things. Individuals step it up sometimes and they win rounds. And the thing that impresses me about Checkmate is that they have those individuals to win out rounds like this. This was gorgeous. Techno, he's just been so damn good. And again, considering this guy is a stand-in, and what did we talk about, Tom? We've mentioned it with Micro over on Bren. I talked about the situation with Magic's joining Spirit, which is always going to be the one that stands out in my mind. That when you join a lineup for the first time, and that's considering Micro, for example, he's got practice with that team. This is Techno last minute jumping in. It's very hard to slot in. It's very hard to find your role. And he has done a fantastic job of it. In what is, I believe, his first ever participation in a tournament or anything of this level, right? I mean, he hasn't even got a HLTV page, or he hadn't. Now I think it links over.
I think it was just linked to the wrong name before. So I think he does have one.
Let me check his complete statistics now that it's linked up. Yeah, so these are the only matches he's got on record. So I think he didn't have one before because his very first games.
Oh, 7-4. Money might be starting to run a little bit dry for the side of Tiger. If they lose this one, great spray transition from Blitz. Kabao has at least managed to find one back in return. But Blitz is just killing them all from the pit. They are struggling to break in. Techno already, as you can see, he's on the site. He's rotated over from the other side of the map, and Blitz has just slaughtered them. That is far too easy. Like, one player just destroying you like that 2 rounds in a row. 8-4. Tiger, normally we talk about how good their T sides have been, and this one has been pretty lackluster. And unfortunately, now their finances don't even reflect a good purchase or a good situation. So chances are we'll be seeing 9 at least for Checkmate.
Yeah, I would imagine so. At that point, they've already got their good half built up and the potential to bring it even further. For Tiger, their problems in this series at least have been their CT side on both maps. Now, Inferno's going to be a little bit easier to hold than what we've seen in the other two. But even still, I worry for them when they swap over, considering how flat they've looked. In terms of buy rounds, they've got basically nothing under their belt. This has been a very one-sided series, favored towards the team that came in as what was most certainly the underdogs. We had what a small amount of favor towards them when it came down to the fans I saw over on HLTV. In fact, the little pick a winner vote had 44% of people voting for Checkmate. But considering the form that Tiger was on, I wouldn't even massively disagree. I wouldn't say that was a completely left field play either. That's why I picked this as a great game. Yesterday, Techno, he didn't check his close right. He's shut down by Urcast and an AK given over to a very dangerous player. Even on 31 HP, this guy can do some serious damage if he's left unchecked.
Or for a second, he was just going to dome him. There's plenty of time to play with, but it seems like the plan is let Urkes do his thing. and then go pushing into this B site. Teammates still just patiently waiting. Doba doesn't actually have much to play with at all. Well, yes, the goal is to just wait patiently and hope that some more mistakes are made. It's patient play, that's for sure, but really something that I can see working out too well. Dobu's going to rotate in. Kaz with a missed shot. They do still have a smoke available to them. We'll buy plenty of time now. And in fact, they're either going to have to run through this or rush back towards the A site. Either way, I don't see it working out.
Urcast, we said he could do damage, but obviously in a 1v4, you don't really expect the ace clutch from him, do you? So we do look into what will be the final convincing buy of the Tiger first half here on the decider. And it's a little bit scary, Tom, in all honesty. Like they're behind by a little bit. Their buy runs haven't gone their way. They've got players struggling. NCL stepping it up, but we're missing the Urcast Cabal combination that has been there so far in this tournament. And even then, they've struggled to close out games, right? And we had the question, what happens if you don't have Cabal dropping 38 kills? If Urcast isn't opening up all these rounds for you? Well, I think we're seeing the answer to that question.
Well, and also just the sheer level of confidence that now rising up for the side of Checkmate. Slightly too long sticking around his blitz, but they've still come out with a man to the good. And Cabal, is he just going to go running through the smoke? You've lost it. You've absolutely lost your head if you think that's the way you're getting back into the round. Spray through the smoke from 9 is going to do some damage, but I just don't even understand. Like that is low level matchmaking when you're like, let me flash myself through the smoke and get a kill.
Well, you need a couple of flashes through smokes to grab some kills here for Tiger, and Nines just walked backwards into his techno death as NCL is now all alone. Bomb dropped in the open, flashed out. I don't really know what he can do from this point. Somehow didn't die after that because they both peeked him. They must have seen him. Well, now they definitely know he's there. And he hears the player to his right. An opportunity to pick up that bomb and run for the hills. And it's the A site that he's still looking for. But look at this. Jumping out. Hawks being caught. What a shot by NCL. The plant coming down. And a 1v1. This is some recovery by the top fragger of the Tiger team.
He's been excellent, but this is still a tough task. Rue has not been bad by any stretch of the imagination. Doesn't know where to check, though. That's the only thing that's a real problem. And with only a single flash available to him, he starts to worry that maybe he's being flanked on. The corner needs to be checked. It normally is, but he doesn't check the most basic position. NCL's going to win a 1 versus 3. Checkmate, we've been singing your praises. That was awful.
Yeah, you can have one hiccup though, right? We can allow them one little mistake, like about one big mistake like that. It does give Tiger that little bit of an inning back into the game, but look at that shot. That was so good by NCL. Coming up and finding the first initially. And they did stick around a little bit too aggressively in mid. And the fact, I think really it was in that 3 versus 1 when the first player swings out and Hawk doesn't swing with him. It's that little bit of miscommunication that one guy wanted to peek down mid and the other wanted to run away. Need to be on the same page.
Well, NCL's definitely given them a bit of a lifeline here after what was another streak of rounds going in the favor of Checkmate. The minute and 15 seconds left. There's not really any real worries other than the fact that Kaz has been tagged so low on the AWP. They're still going to bolster their A-site defense in favor of B. And with Techno on hand, I'm not really too worried about that. The only real worry at the moment for the CT side is the lack of utility on the B side. You do have it in the hands of Kaz, but chances are he's just going to stay scoped up until he gets pressured. And by that point, it's normally too little too late. The bomb, however, actually lurking towards A. 40 seconds left. The defense has been bolstered on this B site, and I think Rue might start hesitating as to whether or not this is the right call. It does look like this is going to be a hit into the A site.
Well, Hulk is shutting them down on this. Blitz in with a nice double himself, spraying up to the balcony afterwards and halting Tiger right there. They are a caged beast and one that can't do a damn thing. Urcast just tanked all those shots, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
NCL's actually put it in a real shift. Like, there's been a few rounds that he's won for them. Pure, like, there was that Antica round, which he brought back with a 4K. Obviously, the round that they just managed to take, which got them to 5. But realistically, this has just not been a good performance. Like, bear in mind, in that last round, they had sent 3 players B. There was only 2 players on the A side. If that's an even trade, or even a trade at a loss, I can accept it. They lose 4 players to the 2, and then that's it. Like, they don't, I think they got 1 kill on that entry. You're just not trading at that point. And now this pistol becomes ever more important. If it's won by Tiger, they have a chance to come back in this series. If not, well, Checkmate should be running this all the way to the end.
Take it and run with it. Now it's time for Tiger to gun with it if they want to have any chance of actually coming back into this one. Nine's gone undetected, flying under the radar, under the balcony. But in the end, he's 6 feet under the ground as he gets taken out. And Kaz, oh, he's up behind. They have no idea. The trigger discipline, not quite there for the second, but he didn't want to risk the other guy coming up behind him in CT while he was distracted. So took the kill quickly and then looked out for NCL, which he found quite quickly. This is disappointing. Losing the pistol gives Checkmate the chance to really fly back up into it. And the way Tiger been playing, Tom, I'm feeling the force buy. I can see it already. It's basically happened. CT side, it's viable. I'm with them, but if they lose it, then they're going to get wrecked. And I'm curious to see if they do pull it through. Yes, they do. Of course, Tom. Of course.
A heavy investment into rifles, which actually is a little bit peculiar when it comes to a map like Inferno. Normally you aim for a few extra SMGs just as that sort of fast-paced style of play and a lot of close angles that can be kept and are currently being held. He's starting to get a little bit more aggressive in towards Banana. NCL hoping to catch someone in the corner, but ultimately nothing there. Now with still the T's to make their move, they've got to be really careful because obviously everybody in this situation has Kevlar, few even with head armor, which I guess versus what is the SMGs, it can work. But they baited a rotation. They've actually played this very well. The small amount of presence they put into Banana has been enough to pull one player away. Unless there's a jump out balcony, this Mag 7 should get absolutely nothing. And then it's left really onto what Dobu can do with the 5-7. And they're wrapping round on him. This has taken maybe a little bit too long for them to realize what's going on. And he's going to have to hit some pretty impressive shots. Doesn't get anything done. And now Cabal, he needs to pull off a miracle. And he even gets the luxury of somebody dropping in from above and not paying attention. So 12-5, great conversion round. And I think we are just seeing one team, like, in a sense of they're actually a team, like Checkmate. That's the thing I think that's most crazy, Mitch, is, again, if you removed all the names of all the players, removed the badges, and told me which team is playing in a stand-in, I wouldn't choose Checkmate. Like, it wouldn't even be, or I wouldn't choose the T's, I guess you could say. I would definitely choose the CTs of Tiger. Like, they look like very disjointed. Like, a lot of the pushes they had on the T side were not very impressive. And then on the other side of things, wow, the stand-in's been one of the best players in the server. I will say he's not quite up to what we've seen from Blitz, who's been superb, but even still, like it's been a very good performance. And Rue has actually gone dead silent. Someone who's very good in the last map. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, in a game like this where you're 12-5 up, one player having this kind of position, it probably means that in a lot of the situations, they're set up so that he's being traded. Like, it doesn't really matter if you've one guy not playing too well because, and it really highlights the flaw, I think, with sitting there and saying, oh, this guy has X amount of kills, he's bad. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Because there's a lot more at play most of the time than what meets the eye. And looking into this round, it's not somewhere I really expect any weapons to be lost by Checkmate. They should be able to dominate the Tiger side. Pick themselves up a decent bit of money as well, potentially on that Mac 10 of Rue. And they're all just going to go in towards the B side. A brave play with no information. They did see that A was clear right up top mid and short, but they're going to push into the B site, which is typically going to be the most dangerous when you're up against these pistols.
Okay. Well, Cabal's having a bit of fun at least. Techno is the anti-eco king, by the way. Maybe you could call that the eco fragger, but hey, in these series in Asian Counter-Strike, you need a dude like Techno. You need someone who's gonna whip it out, slap it on the table, and make sure that you win these rounds. So I am more than okay with you having an eco hunter in your team because we've seen so many rounds, and honestly, if Checkmate don't sign this kid, Tiger, just sign him. Like, offer him a great deal, a huge amount of money, and build something around this guy because he's playing better than all of your players. And some of your players, including the likes of Urkus, have got serious international experience. This kid has, from what we can see, little to no experience, and he is playing with a much better head on his shoulders, individually sound. And he's 16. Like, come on.
Well, a young gun, and oh my, Tiger, hello! They're showing up! They've joined the server! What's that, Super Smash Bros? Tiger have joined the fight! Well, it looks like they're finally here, but maybe a little bit too late. They're on level 1, and we're all the way at the final boss. Let's see if they can catch up. So they're behind by 7 rounds. CT side advantage, well, make of that as what you will. I think massive individual plays like that cannot be relied on time and time again. A good double flank by Cabal, and then Dobu as well, shutting down 2. Every player on Checkmate was caught unaware. I think we had one player who was actually looking at someone when they died. That ain't going to happen every single time, unfortunately for Tiger. We're going to need to see a little bit more depth from them.
Well, we do have a buyback at least, with the anti-eco being clean enough. Bit of damage taken from the fire as they look to try and reclaim Banana. It's a 3-man stack here initially for Tiger, but something that I'm sure won't last too long. Although, the interesting thing for me is they rotate a player off as they look to aggress. Now, the nade from NCL is actually spot on. It's taken out Kaz, someone who's been a force to be reckoned with so far in this map. So, and in the last, in fact, one of the main reasons they were able to take it was his dirty little double kill off the back of the AWP. And actually, Cabal has decided to rejoin his teammates. Nice shot from Blitz, so that's the entry they needed. They got a smoke for the cross, but yet to actually utilize it. And Cabal, rotating him fast, is actually going to retrieve the smoke and throw it back down. This may delay their push a little bit longer, but in fact, they're going to go blasting through. The flashbang is pretty good, but even blind, we see Cabal do a lot. He's going to go pushing back through. Nice shots coming out from Rue, though. He's been quiet so far. He's got a chance to retrieve this bomb and at least get into an afterplant position. The money will be welcomed by his side, who are currently on their last legs financially. Nine and Dobu desperately need this round. This would be an atrocity if this was to slip away after what was a hugely successful hold from the other two players. NCL with the triple kill before eventually going down. Trying to work out where these players are actually coming from. The flurry of flashes leaves him blind, and he's not quite going to be able to connect his shots. 9 is there to close it. The defusel's coming in, and Tiger lived to fight another day.
The Tigers still have a little bit of bite to them, evidently, Tom. Again, having to come back into that round a little bit. I'm very cynical. I don't want to be a believer just yet. I mean, I really do feel like Checkmate have done their damnedest to be the team that wins this game. I think they've looked like the better team overall, and they've had a quite tight-knit performance as well. Like, Blitz, Kaz, and Techno all showing up to the extent that I don't think we've even seen from any of them in the past. As you said, Rue is being quite quiet. It is the time for him to show up now that their backs against the wall a little bit. This round sees an AK on himself, on Rue, as they close. Oh, wow. Well, that's just a shutdown. What a spray by Cabal. It was a team kill by Rue. He did get a kill with the AK. Sadly, aimed at the wrong player. And so we're going to go out of this without a single loss for Tiger.
Oh. This round still actually leaves them with a bit of an awkward position financially, Checkmate. They've got 3 players with definitely enough money to buy. Blitz on the brink, and Rue, well, if he goes for a Galil, wouldn't be too bad a situation. Tiger looking like they're getting into the groove a little bit, though, on the CT side. NCL, again, we're looking at a player having to get a 30 bomb for them to basically have a chance, it seems. Urkus is going to be picking up the secondary orb. It's just this team, isn't it, Mitch? I don't know what the obsession is with double orbs, but whatever it is, they have it.
Been some magical mentality if they can actually manage to keep themselves in this one over on the Tiger side. I can't imagine that it's all too easy to be the favorite team, having to battle back in, regardless of how you've really gotten here, but it's certainly in the context of how this game has gone. And for Checkmate, okay, the previous round was a disaster. You know, they did just run into their deaths, head first into a meat grinder. Now they've got pistols, so this round not going to go their way. 13-9 at that point. Tiger 1 round away from really battling back into a winnable position.
What?
All they have to do on this is avoid really getting punished, and that wide swing on mid takes down Kaz. They have only got Tech 9s for the most part, and about 2 Tech 9s and a CZ to try and trade that back. So definitely not the easiest of fights, even though there were a number of players there. Really, they got to try to close in the distance. And it's the utility belts I'm looking at here, Tom. You know, they're definitely looking to set up and execute. And they could be catching. Oh, they've got to go quick. That smoke's going to fade in a second.
Oh, the nades are falling, but they're a little bit further behind. I think spotting Urkus maybe forced them to panic, and because of that, they actually lose an opening pick. They've got a bomb plant, though. Extra money for the next round that they were saving for. And they do have a few nades to try and hold off the after plant. The flash is actually superb, but it doesn't get Urkus. It only hits the one player. And now Hawk and Blitz. We've said about them in these Antico rounds, Tiger. They've not been good at all, but this one is unlosable.
It is certainly unlosable now with it up on the board. I think Checkmate have done well to get themselves that much access. This is the real test, though. This is the one that I'm curious about. Firstly, I want to see if they actually take an AWP out now on the T side. That would definitely be indicative of a much slower round, but considering how aggressive Tiger have been at taking some of these peaks, I think an AWP could be perfect to shut down any mid control that they look for, because the last couple of rounds, we've seen Tiger swing out for those picks. Then over towards Banana as well, it seems to be a consistent, aggressive approach, but no, they're going in for full AKs, and so perhaps a more pointed approach. Oh, look at this from Tiger. 4 players early banana, and they don't get any control. So much utility used up by the CT side, but also the T's to keep them out. Double smokes already down, 1 to block the molly close, and 1 deep to stop them taking any control. That pressure being applied on middle is causing heavy rotates to come back. With a solo holder on A, they can't do anything to maintain control, and they're going to spend a while trying to retake any sort of presence on the A site. The smoke down on long, the molly in the corner. The teams are screaming that they want control over this site. And so, Tiger try to retake banana. They're going in there with their cast again, posted up on the same angle. Cast goes down. That's a heavy loss. I really don't get why he's peeking that so aggressively. I understand using your... Oh, no! Dobu through the smoke. This is a disaster.
Everything seems to be falling apart on this T side and become a lot more disjointed. Individuals trying to bring things back and eventually just making things worse and worse. The smokes are doing so much. Techno has just saved his teammate's life. You need to put that little message up in the chat. You were saved by Techno. Because Blitz would have been dead for sure. It doesn't save him for long, of course, as we do have... What? Okay, that was a tasty shot coming out from 9. And yeah, this defensive side is looking a lot better from them. Tiger stepping up to the plate. I do feel like that there's a few lackluster moments coming in from Checkmate as well. And with their previous bomb plant, they can still go for a buy. But by the looks of it, they are going to take themselves a tactical pause before getting into it.
I mean, I respect it. Taking an attack pause. It's definitely a time for a breather, isn't it? After how these last couple of rounds have gone, there's nothing worse than having the lead and then having it snatched out of your hands. And although we're not quite there yet, we are getting close to that line. Checkmate, pulling out the pistols again. And you'll remember last time, they took it slow. They spread out, lost a pick on top mid, then managed to get towards banana, open the site, and plant the bomb. Now, again, I want to see a faster paced round. The last time we really saw them have a very fast round, they came up on the A site and they got sprayed down with a team kill included. This time, aggressive take of banana straight away. So many nades! They're landing right up next to Cabal, and he's on 21 health, just about managing to stand far enough away and avoid being taken down by them.
Oh, the T's done some damage here, but realistically, can they actually make a round of it? Because that's been the problem over the last few. They're very close to taking this over the line, but haven't really been able to do too much. I like the fact that they're saving a lot of money to make sure they have all the utility in these rounds, or in the coming rounds, I should say. Have been better with the pistols a lot of the time. Smoke going to be coming in on the cross again. Just a risky play that doesn't seem necessary. I understand the need to try and get back into these rounds, but facing a 5v5 retake's far better than one player dying, running through a smoke. That's 2 rounds now that we've seen that attempted. The double up setup, though, in a retake is definitely not ideal, but with the amount of utility available for Tiger, it shouldn't be too tough a task. But a lot of time has already gone. 20 seconds is all they have left. Sure, it only takes them 5 to get it done, but they're actually going to go running through the smoke here by the looks of it. The time really is ticking. The Tech 9 start to come through, but so do the kills. It's left just on Taru. They need to get someone on that bomb, and if he could just deny the defusal, that would be enough. And Hawk just comes up massive. Sure, one of the teammates dies, but they've stolen an AWP away, and just as Tiger start to come back in, they get crushed by the same thing as always, Mitch. It's the bloody pistols.
It is always the pistols that seem to do it, right? That is an upsetting turn of events for sure. I mean, being shut down like that by a couple deeks, by one deek really in the end. I mean, that was all Hawk. You gotta be kicking yourself. You gotta be kicking yourself hard. And now, 14-10, Tiger. They've put it all on the table. All their money's invested into this one. They're all in. This could be the end. You know, Tiger, they've been 2-0 in this tournament so far, but as we said, it has been a very shaky road. Anything but clean on their way here. We know that things can... Oh, no! Cabal! He's wrecked them. He went out for more, a little bit greedy. But it might just be okay with the damage done to Techno. That spray on long. The two players swing on in. The chicken's running away, and I'd be doing the same if I was Checkmate. Be getting out of here. Because it doesn't look like anything good awaits them, but they're still starting to poke forward. 4 players towards the A site. All the control is there for the CT side. They're looking at Pit. They're not even worried about 9. Eventually dealing with him. But there's players everywhere. What can you do? Rue trying to come on through, but he needs a couple of more. Oh, that was close to NCL. But in the end, doesn't even matter. 14-11.
It's all right. It's another pistol round. They got this.
It is the rules of the game, apparently, Tom, from what we've seen.
Yeah, it's sort of like I imagine how parents feel when, like, you know, the kid makes up like a stupid game and you're like, yeah, sure, I'll play along. Like, that's me right now. The parent just watching this going, this game is shit. Like, come on, you could have been more creative than that. But yeah, that's been what this is. It's been pistol victories for Checkmate. Their T side hasn't been good, let's be real. And we've seen the resurgence of some of the Tiger players, but at the same time, there's still just enough slip-ups that it doesn't fill me with any confidence. Even if they manage to bring this one back, I'd still be looking at this going like, well, you're struggling with the 4 spies of Checkmate. How on earth are you going to beat a 4 spy of Tai Lu? Because that's the goal. Like, the goal for them is not to be the best in Mongolia, which is what they're currently fighting for. The goal is to try and win this RMR event, and I don't know. It seems like every game that they played so far against what is seemingly lesser opposition has been either really close or, in this case, they probably should lose. And we're going to see again a rifle and mostly pistols. Your favorite combination, the 4 Deegs, coming up. Well, what is this from Kaz? I guess he was expecting someone to be behind that smoke, but a bit of a risk. Looking like they're waiting once again. Now, bear in mind, NCL is the only defender of this B site. So if they get this Juan onto him... Oh, run, NCL. That was almost it. Just a clipping of the wall is enough, and there should be a rotation already. Yeah, thankfully, Urkus is going to start making them a bit. He has an AWP. I'm feeling uncomfortable, Mitch.
Not only does he have an ult, but no Molotov. So if they decide to just rush them down, which they will because time is so low, I don't know what he does here. They have a smoke for CT. Please throw the smoke for CT. Boost it up. Oh, they're not throwing it. They're going to fight it instead. That might work out. Urkas full blind, but he knows exactly where he is. He's go. Oh my God, Urkas! He's taking down Kaz through the wall. It might be a window. Boy, you're not supposed to be able to see through it like that. 4 versus 2, and Checkmate. All their hopes are on this AK for Blitz.
Oh, God. Well, not anymore. It's left all onto Rue, and no one's falling for his ruse. They will check the pillar, and he will go down. It is going to be 14-12. It's still worried to me that it took some major heroics and almost a bit of luck from Cass. Like, he gets 1 kill while completely blind and 1 with a shot through the glass, and that made it a 4v2. So before that, we were still looking at a relatively even scenario, 4v4 with the bomb about to be going down. So these rounds are still very uncomfortable. Luckily, they keep that one nice and clean, and there is going to be a purchase up for Checkmate, but honestly, like, they are looking far more fearsome when it comes to their pistol plays than anything else.
That's a very worrying thing, though, isn't it? And I do wonder. Yeah, I've said I would like to see the op come out on the T side, and obviously we haven't seen that just yet. The other side of things is that if they were to come in with a faster play with the AKs, especially towards Banana, it really feels like they could be hitting the jackpot. You've generally got a late round aggressive op playing there. Urkas loves to go up to the corner. The rotates are pretty slow. Like, they've generally got those 3 players over towards the A site, especially if they do fake out any presence. And I felt like there's been a few rounds that I've looked at and we've seen that there's clear potential. They cause rotates towards the A site, and then they go very slowly to B or A. And at that point, whichever side they've faked, it's becoming very obvious and very readable. And I wonder if, because as I said, since we saw that fast play on the when they had the hero rifle towards the A site, we haven't seen them attempt anything with a faster pace. I'd love to see that a return to those more aggressive plays, because I feel like Tiger excel in this matchup when they get the space and the time to think about what's going on. Whereas Checkmate, when they bring the heat, they get a little bit more of an edge because they've got the individuals to back those kind of plays up.
Oh, we're back underway. The climb back continues for Tiger as to try and, well, basically beat Checkmate. Works both as a pun and as what they actually have to do. Well, again, it's looking like this slow round. I feel like Checkmate have just got to the point where they're just waiting out a lot of the utility that's being expended, trying to avoid being wrecked by nades. We're seeing a more proactive defense this time of this B site. Although, okay, they're going to deep smoke it. That's a bit of a weird one. Normally, when you have that deep smoke, you don't have the AWP already set up. It seems a little bit null and void if Urkus is just going to wait there, and that's about it. He's going to be flashed off and taking the shot, so that will give them at least a little bit of information. Actually, that pulled a rotation. That one flashbang over the B site has actually pulled a rotation away, and now they're looking to try and hit in towards A. Now, it hasn't come quick enough that it really matters, because NCL will still be here. Dobu from above is already going to be spotting some of these players, and that leaves a 4-man stack on this A site, one that's going to be very tough for them to break down. Dobu, though, tagged within inches of his life. Just 3 HP, and the nades will do the rest. They managed one opener at least. Blitz has found another one. There's still a couple of players here, but they are ripping them to shreds. It's left on to NCL, and Rue, he's just coming huge. It's a 15th. It's happening, Mitch. Just one round needed or overtime. And Urkus, he's hanging around. His team do have some extra cash, but maybe that was just a parting gift. Surely not.
Tom, you know what? Yesterday, we had some close series, right? We had let me go to results and check which one I'm thinking of. Tiger versus Bren. Well, no, actually, more so Tyloo and After. That game was terrible. Like, that was some of the worst Counter-Strike I've ever witnessed in my life. After played, as I expect them to, terribly, and Tyloo just played at their level as well. Like, they dropped right down, started playing ludicrously confident, to the point that literally, like, we know they're a good team, they intentionally decided they didn't care and just started running through smokes more so than usual, jumping through mid-smoke. It was just crazy. It was stupid. If that had went to 3 maps, I'll be honest, I would have been very annoyed, because I did not enjoy watching that game in the slightest. It was like a personal hell. I just wanted it to be over. This game right here genuinely doesn't feel like it's been 3 maps. I mean that. It has felt so good to see Checkmate have these plays. Like, there have been mistakes, don't get me wrong. Both of these teams have messed up at times, and it's not one of the cleaner series that we've ever seen, but it has been really exciting to see things from Checkmate's perspective. This is a team that came in with very little expectation. Then they also have a new player coming in, so it's like everything about this is terrible for Checkmate, and yet they play so well. The Tiger are hello, what's going on? No one's watching mid. 9 just runs out in the open. And if anything, that proves they deserve to lose this. Why did they think short was clear?
Fast flank coming in, NCL. He's got to be careful here. Kaz is right behind him. This one's for free. And now it's left all onto Urkast. He's not at the best of days, and it's about to get a little bit worse. Tiger, they're looking to be the best team within this whole tournament. They're not even the best in Mongolia, as Checkmate have come in, upset